What's up, you guys? Welcome to the Preacher Girl podcast. My name is Rachel Arner. I'm so excited that you decided to tune in for the very first episode. I don't know if you get like how excited I am for this new, season in life of starting a podcast. Like, I am so excited. One of my biggest inspirations is my sister, actually. Her name is Joelle Bradfield, and she is so awesome. We're super close. I love her. And not to mention, she's an amazing photographer. I'm actually going to be having her on this show. She's an entrepreneur. Yeah, check out her Instagram, Joelle Elizabeth Photography. She has her own podcast as well called Heart to Heart Official. It is so good, so good. Anyway, she is one of the people I'm going to be having on the show here. I'm also going to be having Caleb, and I hope I don't butcher your last name. I think it's Isol. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Caleb is going to be on the show. He is one of the founders of this platform called Humans of Adventism. And it is so awesome, so inspiring. I absolutely love it. He's also going to be on the show, as well as Justin. And I hope I don't get your last name wrong either. I want to say but he'll correct me when he's on the show, I'm sure. But he is a YouTuber. He has like so many subscribers. I looked on his page. He has like almost 75,000 subscribers. And I was like, what? Like, that's amazing, right? That's so cool. He makes really good content on his YouTube channel. Him and his wife Emily, they look like the sweetest couple ever. Like, they just look so cool. I love them, honestly. So he's going to be on the show as well as other people. So hopefully that'll get you excited for what's to come on this podcast. I'll be interviewing people, of course, as I've mentioned, but I'm also going to be creating content on here that is just me. And just me, opening up the word and sharing with you kind of what's on my heart and everything. But yeah, so you can find me on Instagram as well at Preacher Girl Podcast. Go ahead and follow me on there. You'll get the latest information of what I'm going to be posting. And I actually upload on there quite often. Encouraging content and things that can hopefully relate to you. I'm just your everyday college student here. I'm in my last leg of the journey. I have my second to last semester now. Like, I'm almost done. It's crazy. I'm almost done. I'm finishing up in December. And just to give you a little bit more of an idea about, who I am. I guess if it matters, I'm studying religion here at school, and I'm also minoring in communications. I love both of those fields. I think it's like so fun, and pairing those two together, I just absolutely love it. But yeah, so that's kind of what this podcast is going to be about. I'm going to have people on. I'm going to be talking. It's just going to be a great time. So I hope you stay tuned and stay connected. Be sure to follow me on my Instagram account to get the latest. But honestly, the theme that I'm kind of going for on this podcast is the verse found in 2 Corinthians 5, verse 7, where it says, "For we walk by faith, not by sight." And lately, man, I've just had, oh man, so many things going on. And I've just been asking God, okay, what should I do here? What should I do there? And it was like he was saying, just walk by faith, not by sight. And so I've been praying. And I'm going to talk specifically about something I'm going through right now where I really do have to walk by faith. And it's so hard. It is. It's not easy, but it is very rewarding. So stay tuned to listen about a story that I have for you right now going on in my life about walking by faith, not by sight. So I've given you the different people I'm going to be interviewing, and I've kind of given you the rundown of a little bit of who I am. But I do want to share with you as well, kind of why I decided to start this podcast. I was going out for a run this past summer, and I remember it was kind of a cloudy day. I don't think the sun was out, and I was feeling down for whatever reason. I don't remember, and I was like, I'm going to go for a run. And I remember going out for my run, and I really wanted to be I didn't want to be pumped up by music or anything this time, but more so I wanted to be uplifted and encouraged. And at this time, I hadn't really been listening to podcasts. I hadn't really found many podcasts that I liked, and I just hadn't really gotten into it. And so I was looking for a podcast, and whichever ones I came across, they just weren't really working for me. I wasn't feeling encouraged when I was listening to them, and I was just like, okay, are there no podcasts to listen to where I can feel encouraged and inspired? And I'm sure maybe now there are. But that's when I decided, you know what? Like, why don't I start my very own podcast? Um, and it didn't happen right away. It did. I came back from my run and I was really excited at the time. I told my mom, I said, "Hey mom, I just got this great idea. Like I'm thinking of like starting a podcast." And she thought like that was so cool, but it took a minute because she didn't actually know what a podcast was, I don't think. And I think the same thing happened with a couple other people I told. And but they were super supportive and yeah, go for it, that would be so cool. But months went by, I was busy with school and I was trying to get my YouTube channel rolling, and for different reasons I just couldn't always figure out when I was going to work creating a podcast into my schedule. And long story short, I got a mic for Christmas. My lovely parents gave me this wonderful mic. Shout out to you, mom and dad. Thank you. They gave me this really great mic, and they're like, "Hey, like we remember you said you wanted to start a podcast, and praise the Lord for like parents who remember these things that you were once so inspired and motivated to do, and kind of got." I don't know, distracted along the way, I guess. Even though I was still busy doing some pretty fun things throughout last year, but they said, "Here's this mic, use it if you want, to do your podcast if you want." So I said, "You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that." And so here I am. I'm feeling, as, inspired and motivated as ever. I'm just so excited that you guys are interested in listening here. Um, as you kind of got from the title, Preacher Girl podcast, I do want to be a pastor one day. Hence, I'm studying religion and communications. And it's not really a very common thing for a woman to become a pastor in the Seventh Day Adventist Church. There's been a lot going on in our church lately, and whether you know that or not, but besides all of that, I believe that God has called me to this ministry of pastoring and yeah, just pastoring it. Sorry, my phone just went off, and so I got really distracted. Now I know not to have my phone right by me when I'm recording. But yeah, I believe God has called me to ministry, and I'm just really excited to see where He leads. So right now, I think this is my next step of creating a podcast. So as I mentioned, the theme for this podcast is going to be 2 Corinthians 5, verse 7, for we walk by faith, not by sight. So right now, I'm going to get into that story. So as I said, I'm in school. So you have to be financially cleared. For those of you who go to Andrews University, you know this. You have to be financially cleared every semester. It looks different for everyone. Everyone's in different places in life. And it's always been nothing short of a miracle for me to attend a university here every semester. For not to get into too many details, obviously I don't have a lot of money. There isn't a lot to work with really. And so God has always provided one way or another. Usually that's through loans and grants and people who help out. And this semester is looking a little different in the sense of I have to raise I don't even want to say the number. Like it's mind blowing to me. I have to raise $8,000. $8,000. Like that's crazy. Um, and I have to raise that money for this semester, and classes have already started. I'm trying to figure out, how I'm gonna eat. How I'm gonna get my textbooks, and I know I'm not the only one. And this is, how should I say, I guess this is the first time that this has been more real than ever, because usually, and I'll put this out there. I know God is going to work it out. I know he does, walking by faith. I know he's going to work it out because I know he wants me to be here studying and finishing up my degree. I only have 2 semesters left, you know, and so, but it's still hard. It's still hard. And so I'm still, I'm trying to figure these things out. And so I started a GoFundMe page because I was like, okay, God, like, maybe I can try to fundraise this money, because I can't make this money with, the work that I'm doing right now, these jobs that I have right now. I'm not going to make nearly, that amount of money. Um, so I created this GoFundMe page, and I believe that God is going to work through that tool to make a way for me to continue my education here. And I'm honestly so excited. I am so excited to see how God is going to work, but it's scary. Have you ever been in a situation like that where you just don't know how it's going to work out? You're like, you barely see 2 feet in front of you, and you're going day by day, and you're wondering, how is this going to work out? How is that going to work out? And then when something big like this happens, it's just like one more thing. And you're asking yourself, how in the world is God going to make a way this time? And I remember asking God that question. I said, God, how in the world am I going to get $8,000 to continue my education? How? And then I took a step back, and it was like God told me, he said, Rachel, he was like, Rachel, like, how many years have you been here at school? It's been like almost 4 years now. And have I provided every single semester? Yes. Has it been, tight? Yes. But have you grown closer to me? And I was like, yes, I have. Have you, been, developing a stronger relationship with me? And I was like, yes. And it was just so amazing to me, just once again, where God, is reminding me that not only, you know, do I need to have faith, but, that means depending on Him, trusting Him and praying to Him. At church this past Sabbath, I heard this sermon, and, the pastor up front was saying how, you have to pray these prayers. You have to pray specific prayers. You have to depend on God. God will use these situations for you to draw closer to Him. And even though it might be hard, even though it might be difficult, you just have to keep praying and keep trusting. And the more that you focus on Him, and the more that you focus on others, stop worrying about yourself. God says He'll take care of you. He takes care of the birds. He takes care of the lilies in the field. He'll take care of you if you just depend on Him, if you just focus on Him. He will make a way, He will provide. And so I'm sharing this story with you to kind of let you know that whatever you're going through right now, whether it's big, whether it's small, and I know that it matters to you, whatever that is, give it to God. Go to Him in prayer. Don't just sit there and mope and worry and question about how everything is going to work out, but instead pray to God. Be bold. Be bold with your prayers. Be bold with how you speak with God. And it starts with that simple prayer where you say, God, please make a way. I'm scared. I'm confused. I don't know why this is happening, but God, I know that you are a God who created me, who created the world, and that you are going to take care of me. And He's going to take care of you. So keep your head up, keep moving forward. Don't be discouraged. Keep moving forward. 2 Corinthians 5:7, for we walk by faith, not by sight. It doesn't say, for we sit down and we're sad and confused and we feel like we don't know what's going to. No, it says, for we walk by faith. You got to move. You got to move. We walk by faith, not by sight. So even though you can't see the answer right now, just know that God is working. Something is in the work, something is happening right now, and you might not know what that is, but something is happening. And so just trust Him, pray to Him, confide in people who you can trust in, and pray with other people as well. So that's the story I have for you today. I know that God is going to make a way for me to continue my education here at school, and I'm really excited to see how that's going to work. And I don't know when, I'm going to reach my goal, but I know that it's going to happen in perfect timing that God has. And I believe in this experience that I'm going to learn something, different about God that maybe I might not have realized before. And I know that I'm going to draw closer to Him. So I encourage you to do the same thing as well. So thank you so much for listening to this very first episode. I'm so happy that you decided to tune in. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram account at Preacher Girl Podcast, and you'll hear all the latest updates on there. And yeah, so guys, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. Love you all so much. Be sure to tune in next time as well.